Could this be a push? Could this be a final push for a sign of things to come? Lynn Roberts, head coach, LASparks, planting seeds in the ground for CaitlinClark to blossom and eventually put on a LASparks uniform. The talks were once hot. They might be heating up again.
It has turned into a nightmare for the IndianaFever. Reports and speculation surrounding the franchise have sparked intense debate across the WNBA, with growing claims that CaitlinClark could eventually consider a future away from Indiana. What began as quiet rumors has now become one of the league's biggest talking points. According to the latest buzz, Lynn Roberts and the LASparks are being linked to a potential blockbuster pursuit that could involve a massive multi-million-dollar opportunity if Clark ever became available. The reports have fueled widespread reactions, with many questioning whether the relationship between Clark and the Fever organization has reached a breaking point. After months of criticism surrounding coaching decisions, player management, and the team's overall direction, some believe the franchise has failed to maximize the talents of its biggest superstar. Frustrated fans argue that Clark deserves a stronger system built around her strengths, while others insist the Fever remain committed to keeping their franchise player. Whether these rumors have any real substance or not, they have created enormous pressure on Indiana's front office. Losing a player of Clark's caliber would represent a devastating setback for the organization and could reshape the balance of power across the WNBA. This is no longer being viewed as ordinary off-season speculation. The conversation has evolved into questions about the Fever's future, Clark's long-term commitment, and whether another franchise could eventually make an aggressive move to land one of the most influential players in women's basketball. If anything significant develops, the impact could be felt throughout the entire league.
They're off the floor. I just don't think that on the floor, it's a good mix. I think they just see the game through two different lenses. And we have been yearning and calling for Stephanie White to actually stand up for, represent, and be front and center for CaitlinClark. And she's refused to do it at every turn outside of a 30-second clip post the Alyssa Thomas situation in which she backtracked on everything she said and made Alyssa Thomas the victim when her superstar point guard was the victim. It just makes no sense how Stephanie White has gone about this. And you see the things that LASparks doing. You got Cameron Brink, who's friends with CaitlinClark. You got Kate Money Martin, who's best friends with CaitlinClark. Sophie Cunningham will be a free agent at the end of this season. Hey, Sophie Lexi can making her way downtown.
To understand why speculation about CaitlinClark's future has intensified, many fans point to growing frustration with how she has been handled by the IndianaFever. Throughout the season, critics have questioned whether the coaching staff did enough to protect their star player after several hard fouls and physical plays. Supporters argued the team should have spoken out more forcefully and shown stronger leadership during those moments. The criticism didn't end there. Reports and online discussions have also fueled debate over Clark's workload and playing time, with some fans believing the team's decisions have not always been in her best interest. Whether those claims are accurate remains unconfirmed, but they have added to the growing scrutiny surrounding the organization. As speculation continues, many believe the relationship between Clark and the franchise faces increasing pressure, leaving questions about her long-term future with the Fever.
To do better, and we have to invest in those areas. The technology can get better. We can treat the referees a little bit better, pay them like they're full-time employees. I think things like that. And, I think a lot has obviously come after that. And as I've stood up here and said before, like the harassment, the hate, none of that is okay. That goes for the opposing team we play. That goes for my teammates. That goes for my coaches. There should never be a question of character. Like I've always stood up here and said that, and that's truly what I believe. That's how I was raised. So, none of that is okay, and I don't want anybody to ever experience that. I think it can be really frustrating to me at times, and I think it's difficult. I think a lot of people sometimes think I'm a robot. I'm not a robot. I have emotions. I have feelings, and it can be really difficult to go through a lot of that. And, I'm 24 years old trying to navigate a lot. And I think at times I've been in this world for 4 years now, and you would never change any of it. But there are times that it is hard, and there are times that, it probably affects me a little bit more than I do put on. And, I would never change any of that for the world. But I think it's important that people do remember that part of it too. So
a franchise cannot afford to mishandle a generational talent and expect complete loyalty forever. As speculation surrounding CaitlinClark's future continues, many believe other teams are paying close attention to the situation. Among the organizations frequently mentioned in rumors are the LASparks, who have been linked by fans and media discussions as a potential destination if Clark were ever available. Reports and speculation suggest Los Angeles could be prepared to make an aggressive move, potentially involving a blockbuster trade package and significant financial opportunities. While nothing has been confirmed, the possibility alone has sparked conversations throughout the basketball world. Many believe the Sparks could offer a larger market, a different coaching environment, and a fresh opportunity for one of the league's brightest stars. The rumors have also fueled wider discussions about the future of the WNBA. Some insiders believe other players are closely watching how Indiana handles its franchise cornerstone, wondering whether the situation could influence future roster moves across the league. Whether these reports prove accurate or not, the speculation highlights the enormous value Clark brings to any organization. If a team like Los Angeles ever entered serious negotiations, it would instantly become one of the biggest stories in WNBA history and could reshape the league for years to come.
When you think about like the passion that these players have and their want to, how do you marry that with the execution that you just talked about in this film session to actually win games?
Yeah, and that's the issue right now is the ability to push through and get out of our own way on some level. But there's an element of toughness and effort that isn't consistent. And last night we just looked disconnected. Maybe that's because we sat out 8 days, didn't play. But I don't like using excuses. We got to be better. We're pros. We all have a job to do. We got to show up and do it better. And like I've said many times, the good news is today it's all about Indiana. We got to turn the page, learn from what we learned from what we saw last night. But that's not going to win any games. The level of connectedness, the max, second, third efforts. If we don't have those, it's not going to be good. But we have the talent needed, even with KP out, even with Cam out, to be more competitive than that.
Yeah. During this stretch, talk to me about just the decision today to just like practice and just say, we're just going to watch film. If you want to shoot a little bit, you can shoot a little bit, but not even really do too much on court and just say like, this is what we got to do. Here it is. Let's go do it.
And that's the reality at this point in the season too. Like, we don't need to go through our plays right now today and wear them down physically. It's mentally having the focus and the intensity needed to execute. It's that simple. Now, it's hard to do, but I'm not saying it's simple to do, but it's a simple fix. Like that's what it is. Being in the right coverages, whatever it is, offensively being where we need to be. Like, do your job, all of us.
The growing speculation surrounding CaitlinClark's future has intensified scrutiny across the WNBA. Reports and rumors have raised questions about the Fever's internal situation, placing added pressure on the organization. While many of the claims remain unverified, the discussion has fueled criticism from fans and media alike, with many calling for greater accountability from team leadership. If the situation continues to escalate, Indiana could face difficult decisions regarding its long-term direction. Supporters remain divided, with some believing the franchise must rebuild trust with its star player, while others view the current reports as premature speculation. Regardless of the outcome, the attention surrounding Clark has made this one of the league's biggest ongoing storylines.
Well, I believe the vote is a mix between like the fan vote and then players and media, but it still just didn't work out in their favor. I mean, what else does a person have to do if they're averaging 24 points, 6 assists, a 5'8" guard shooting above 50% from the field? Like, what else can you do?
Other than be super active on social media? Nothing. Like that seems to be what the parameters are. So, but KP is about winning. She's about being great, being excellent. She'll take it stride.
What are you going to, if you haven't been able to talk to her about it yet, when you do, what are you going to say to her about it? Because, I mean, she's having a season that is worthy of being all-star starter. Well, MVP, but all-star starter just for the base level.
I haven't talked to her yet about it. I'll see how that conversation goes.
Okay.
Listen, man, Kelsey Plum got did dirty, just as CaitlinClark got did dirty. We all know they rigged the fan voting for Paige Beckers. Paige Beckers jumped 400,000 votes in like 3 days. We all know it was rigged. It was scammy. They just didn't want CaitlinClark to be the captain. But the Los Angeles Sparks, I think CaitlinClark in LA would be a beautiful thing. And it's going to be very, 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 very interesting to see how this thing plays out in Indy. I think how the season finishes up is going to play a major part. And I think regardless of how things go, this is the very last season you'll see Kelsey Mitchell and CaitlinClark as teammates. This is it. And I think the LASparks are planting seeds in the ground and prepping for a move to bring CaitlinClark to Los Angeles.
Time is running out for the Indiana Fever as speculation surrounding CaitlinClark's future continues to grow. If the organization cannot ease the tension and restore confidence, trade rumors will only intensify. Whether fact or speculation, the situation has become one of the WNBA's biggest storylines, leaving fans wondering what comes next for Clark and the franchise.
We willing to build up something nice for you over here. We willing to make it happen. What did the LASparks do? They have signed Kate Martin to a full-on standard contract. No more developmental stuff, no more of that. Kate Money Martin is fully on the squad. Squad. She's fully there. Is this a seed being planted in the ground for CaitlinClark to eventually join the LASparks? The heats are heating up. The talks are heating up. The talks are heating up, and I think this is a great move for the LASparks. Okay, this is also that was courtesy of from the LASparks. They posted that. Just Women's Sports posted.
Could the Los Angeles Sparks really make a blockbuster move if the opportunity ever arises? Or will Indiana find a way to silence the rumors? The speculation has sparked one of the biggest debates in the WNBA, and fans are eagerly waiting to see what happens next. If you enjoyed this update, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest news, rumors, and breaking developments as this story continues to unfold.